When a battle cruiser the size of a city and called the Colossus smashes out of the moon, its laser cannon glowing menacingly, you can bet it ain't gonna be making no social calls. You can bet it's gonna be creating some bad and crazy mayhem on good old planet Earth, especially when you know that the dreaded Dark Queen and the shady Shadow Boss are on board just raring to rock and roll. The dastardly duo are about to unleash their most monstrous plan yet. From their secret lunar base, they intend to launch an invasion that'll make them the masters of the world. Neutralized by deadly glooming rays, Earth's forces are powerless. That is, till the dragons join the toads. Take a toadacious trip with a dream ticket as those terrific twins Billy and Jimmy Lee team up with Zitz, Flash, and Pimple against the combined might of the gruesome twosome and their mindless minions, Big Blag, a Bobo, Robomanus, and Roper, in a totally new adventure. This is Battletoads and Double Dragon from Rare and Trade West, released in 1993. And yes, I did say Zitz, Flash, and Pimple because that's what it says. Now you would think, Double Dragon, sweet. Battletoads, also sweet. Let's combine the two into one beautiful thing of beautiful. Didn't quite work that way. Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team, 1993 beat-em-up developed by Rare, published by Trade West. It was originally released for the NES and later ported to the Mega Drive and Genesis, the Super NES, and the Game Boy. The Ultimate Team is a crossover of both Technos Japan's Double Dragon and Rare's own Battletoads game franchises, although Technos had little or no credited involvement in the production of the game outside of the Double Dragon license. The game features the characters from the Double Dragon series, Billy and Jimmy Lee, two young martial arts experts. Also included are the three humanoid toad protagonists from the Battletoads game. It is also the first Battletoads game to feature all three toads as playable characters. The game's engine and design are directly based upon the Battletoads series. We have a choice of 5 playable characters: Billy and Jimmy, Zitz, Pimple, and Rash. There it is. A player must then proceed through 7 stages, kicking and punching each enemy that comes on screen. A boss is included at the end of each stage, challenging the player before they can progress to a higher level of the game. With 2 players, the continues are overlapping, meaning whenever one player continues, then both players have to start at the beginning of the level. This is the opposite of games like Contra, where a strong player can tow a weak player along to advance in levels. In Battletoads and Double Dragon, a weak player will hold a strong player back. After being beaten by the Battletoads, the evil Dark Queen flees to the outer reaches of the universe, and the Toads and their mentor get on with their lives. However, one day Earth's military is neutralized and a giant spaceship called Colossus emerges from the moon. Apparently the Dark Queen is back in another plan to dominate the galaxy, and she has allied herself with the Shadow Warriors from the Double Dragon series to supplement her forces. Deciding to even the odds, the Battletoads get in contact with Billy and Jimmy Lee to ask them for their help. The brothers agree, and all 5 immediately take off for the Colossus in a mission to stop this 2-pronged threat. The initial NES version of the game features 3D scrolling and other advanced special effects not commonly found on the console. The Game Boy version is similar to the NES, but is only for 1 player. The sprites are the same size, although the screen is smaller, leaving less room for movement, and the 3D effects were removed. The later Mega Drive Genesis version and Super Nintendo version are quite similar, the only difference being the SNES has better graphics and higher quality sound, while the Sega Genesis version runs smoother, features more music tracks, has sharper sprites for the Toads, and more comical reactions for defeated enemies. The game was very well received upon its release, receiving scores in the range of 80 to 100% in most reviews. Nintendo Power staff rated it as the second best NES game of 1993, and the NES version was also nominated for the Nintendo Power Awards 1993 in the categories Graphics and Sound, Theme and Fun, Play Control, Villain for the Dark Queen, and Best Overall Game. In 2008, the game was also featured on the list of top 11 video game crossovers by UGO Network. And you know, if you like Battletoads, you'll like this game, I'm pretty sure. If you like Double Dragon, maybe not so much, because the Double Dragon influence is really not there. Just like it mentioned here, Technos really didn't do much with the game other than say, yeah, go ahead, you can use Double Dragon, give us lots of money. Still, it's not too bad. I'm hesitant to say it looks better initially than the first Battletoads game, but not a huge fan of the game, so I haven't played much. I can tell you that the first stage didn't superly impress me.